What are 5 hacks that you can use to get through the immigration process without losing your mind? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. You know, I've been an immigration lawyer for quite some time now. I've observed many clients go through the immigration process, and I've seen the emotional toll that it takes on people. I do believe that part of this is by design, but mostly it's due to the incompetence and the bureaucracy that is USCIS and that is the U.S. State Department. We've seen couples and family members separated for years and years, and I understand that that is very stressful. I also understand that going through the immigration process itself is stressful, that here you have government agencies scrutinizing your life, your relationships, and saying whether or not they find it to be real or valid. So there are a lot of reasons to feel stress as you go through the immigration process. Add on top of that the fact that these cases are taking years and years instead of months and months, and you really have a recipe for frustration, a recipe for sadness. And I want to tell you, as someone who cares about people and cares about immigrants, that I understand what you're going through. And I talk to immigrants every single day, and oftentimes on our Immigration Answer Show, you'll even hear people talk about the sadness and the frustration that they're going through. I wanted to shoot this video to tell you some of the mindset shifts that I think might help you as you go through this. I have 5 suggestions for you, and I hope you watch till the end because I think they're all pretty good. All right, so the first one, of course, is to file the strongest case possible. One of the things that's going to make you feel better is knowing that you've done your absolute best. When you've done your best, you have to be willing to let go of the result. Most cases get approved. You can take solace in that. You can take comfort in that. And you want to make sure that you don't have anything nagging at you as you go through the process. So it's really important to file the strongest case possible. I believe that working with a lawyer sort of helps with that, but I'm not here to talk about that so much. I'm here to talk about the peace of mind that comes with filing a strong case. You are going to sleep better at night in these months ahead if you know that you have done everything humanly possible to squeeze out any mistakes, to gather all the right evidence, to do things correctly. If you have little things nagging at you, that's almost like a little piece of dirt that gets inside an oyster and eventually grows and grows into a pearl. This is something that's really going to drive you crazy if you let it. So you want to make sure that you've done everything possible to file the strongest case possible to put yourself in the best chance of winning and in the best chance of having the case go smoothly. The second mindset shift that I want you to think about is don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. A lot of people who call the show feel very persecuted and they take it very personally. While I understand that, it is completely wasted energy. For the most part, USCIS is not out to get you. They are just a bad agency that's bad at doing their job, bad at processing things, and it's not personal. They're not singling you out. They're not coming after you on purpose. So don't be a victim. Be confident. Be strong. Know that you did everything you can, like we talked about in the first mind hack. You did everything you can, so you don't need to be thinking of yourself as this victim who's getting kicked repeatedly by USCIS. Tune into the Immigration Answer Show. You'll see people who have this mindset every single day. There are people who just call in and they want to whine and they want to bitch. And I get it. It's frustrating. And I love to sort of stick it in the eye of USCIS. But I would encourage you not to think of yourself as a victim, to think of yourself as someone who's taking care of business and who's going to come out on the other side stronger for it. Mind hack number 3, do not try and guess why your case is delayed. This is perhaps one of the biggest sources of frustration for people. I have seen people ruin their mindset and ruin their lives by worrying about why the case is taking so long. This really came to fruition for me when I had a client who had actually helped U.S. Armed Forces in Iraq. He had applied for citizenship, and his case was delayed for years and years. I took his case and I filed a lawsuit against USCIS and the Baltimore field office because he had been waiting for so long. And right before his interview, my client sort of broke down and said, "Jim, we've got to win this." And I said, "Why?" He said, "My wife's family on whom they are waiting to see if I can get my citizenship so I can sponsor her for a green card, they all think that USCIS has it out for me because I'm some kind of a terrorist, that there's something bad about me. And I was shocked to hear him say this because, like I said, he had helped U.S. Armed Forces. If anyone deserved a fast citizenship case, it was him. And here he was filled with doubt because his family members were all whispering in his ear, saying, there must be something wrong with you or something wrong with your case. Do not do this. You will drive yourself insane. And the thing is, you'll never find out why your case was delayed. They don't tell you at the end, oh, well, here's why it took us so long to decide your case. Remember what I said earlier, it's not personal, it's just the case. So you will do yourself much good if you decide not to go down that rabbit hole thinking and obsessing over why your case is delayed. Our fourth mind hack really involves self-care. There are a lot of things that you can do here at home that will help you stay centered, stay focused. I'm talking about things like meditating. I've been using a meditation app for about 2 years, and it really helps me sort of get my day off to a good start. I highly recommend, it's called Headspace. I highly recommend that app or another app where you can really sort of practice your breathing and focusing on slowing down and accepting the things that you can't change. And there's a lot that in immigration that you can't change. Meditation really helps with that. Journaling also helps with that. I think that writing out by hand, and I like to write out in cursive, what I'm going through, what I'm thinking about, and I think journaling really helps. Also, you might think about going for a walk, physical exercise, and stretching. These are tools that I use often to sort of relieve that stress. And so whatever you find yourself drawn into doing those things I've told you not to do, i.e. worrying about why your case is delayed, or worrying about when your case is going to be decided, or worrying about which service center your case is at, instead of doing that, say, oh, this is a time for me to take 10 minutes out of my day and use some self-care. I think this is really, really important. My last mindset hack comes from the fact that I'm now 52 years old and I've seen a lot. And that is that you just want to keep your eye on the prize. Don't get caught up in the moment. Don't get caught up in where you are just right now. Think about where you're going to be. Think about that moment when your spouse or your fiance gets off that plane and walks across the airport hallway to give you a hug. Think about that ceremony when you're going to get your citizenship. Think about what it's going to feel like to know that you're a lawful permanent resident in the United States. Focus on that, channel that, know that that day is coming. Know it in your bones that that day is coming. And if you focus on the prize and just say to yourself, this is just a phase in my life. This is something that I'll laugh about in the future. This is something that will be a blip on the radar when you talk about the whole arc of my life. If you can do that, I think it's really going to help you. I hope you found these hacks helpful. I really do believe in each of the ones that I said. I give this kind of advice to people going through the immigration process and on our Immigration Answer show all the time. I will say that I don't think most people follow up on what I'm suggesting. Most people decide to obsess about processing times at the local service center instead of focusing on the things that they can change. And so often I come back to the serenity prayer, and I'll say it for you now. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that wisdom is really what we're talking about here. When I talk about that mindset that you need to have, that this is a phase, that you've done your best, and that you're going to let go of the result. You're not going to get caught up in the minutia of what happened each day in the alerts that I receive from USCIS. You're going to be a whole lot happier, and ultimately it is a choice whether or not you decide to be happy or you decide to be a victim. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope it helps you get through this process. We're always here for you. If you need our help, you can call us at 314-961-8200. You can email us info@hackinglawpractice.com. We also have our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join there. It is called Immigrant Home. We have thousands and thousands of members in there talking about immigration every single day. And we would also love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way you would get alerted whenever we make new videos just like this one. Thanks a lot. Keep your head up high. Stay strong. Love you. Peace out. James Oliver Hacking III. See you next time.